All right, so for this week, we're supposed to rate on a scale of 1 to 10. I assume 10 being the highest or most about our communication apprehension. I'd say I'm pretty low, about a 2 or 3. I'm not super anxious at all in everyday conversations, especially with friends, classmates, or just people I know. Um, I think it does go up a little bit when it comes to more formal situations, speaking in front of large groups for like a presentation or answering questions like unexpectedly in class. If I'm called on, I kind of just get spooked a little bit. Um, or when I feel like I'm being evaluated, like in an interview or some type of scenario like that. In those moments, I tend to become like more self-aware because I'm trying to seem like I'm prepared, even if sometimes I am, obviously, but I will overthink what I want to say and sometimes hesitate before speaking. And the things I do a lot is like I'll think of like a perfect answer, and then as I'm talking, I'll like over summarize it, and it sounds like super like uneducated, and I hate doing that, but for some reason I fall into that a lot. Um, what stood out to me from the reading was the idea that communication apprehension isn't something that people either have or don't have, but it's something that we just all exist on a spectrum of, and it can change depending on the situation and circumstance. That helped me kind of realize that my anxiety isn't fixed or permanent, but situational. For example, I might feel comfortable talking with peers, but much more nervous in a presentation setting. The reading also emphasized that a lot of apprehension comes from the fear of negative evaluation, meaning that we worry about how others will judge us based on what we say, obviously. Um, that definitely resonated with me because a lot of my hesitation comes from wanting to say the correct thing or not sounding unprepared, like I was talking about earlier. Um, in terms of addressing communication apprehension, one helpful idea from the reading was the importance of preparation and gradual exposure, um, being more prepared for speaking situations, organizing thoughts ahead of time, and practicing what I want to say. What I want to say can reduce uncertainty, which in turn lowers anxiety. Um, the law or the idea of the gradual exposure, kind of just in the name, but uh, that really made sense to me. Just kind of instead of just like avoiding, if I'm preparing for some presentation or something, instead of like avoiding speaking, but actively engage in those types of like maybe it's lower stakes than what the actual situation would be, but um, something that's a lower pressure communication that can help build confidence. So yeah.